Welcome to Surviving Uni, where we provide you with tips and tricks on how to survive this academic space. Our discussions are centered around you students, so this is a program that you have to really pay attention to. Today's episode is all about time management and exam preparation, especially that the exam period is upon us. We really need good advice from students who've been there, and today is going to be no different. We have to talk to us about exam preparation and how she navigates this academic space, Jada Francis. Jada Francis is a final year biological sciences major who currently serves as the president of the Phil Melodia Club. She was awarded the President's Award for Excellence in 2019. Help me welcome Jada Francis, guys. Hi, Jada.
Hi, Harry. Thank
How are
you
you
so
doing?
much for having me.
Nice.
I'm doing
It's a
well.
pleasure having you today, Jada. Time management. We're going to be talking a little bit about exam preparation and time management. And I have a list of questions here for you, Jada,
Right.
so that you can answer and provide. I don't know that you have tricks.
Mm.
Do you have tricks for the
A
students?
few
too?
up my sleeve,
few.
you know? Yes.
Okay, I gather. So my first question for you today, Jada, is this. What strategies do you use to prioritize tasks and manage your time effectively?
So for me, I am a to-do list girl, right? Anything I have to do is going to go on a list. Whether it's on my phone, I have some notebooks dedicated just to to-do lists. And I enjoy seeing when you check them off one by one. So the visual aid is very important for me. And I think that would work for others. It keeps you accountable, it keeps you grounded, and it helps you to know where you are at all times. So that is a major thing I work with to keep myself accountable and to keep myself on schedule.
To-do list, is that like a timetable, or is like just a list of what you need to do, but you don't really have a time frame to do
So
it?
it depends on the person. For me, I work with just a list and then I add dates beside each item on the list. For some persons, a schedule might work better for them. They want something more rigid. I realize that doesn't work as well for me. So
Okay.
I've decided that lists are what keeps me going.
Yeah, and I suspect that different eventualities that you might not have
Right,
bargained for,
right,
it might throw off your schedule.
Right.
And how do you deal with that in
right.
the long run? So that makes sense. My second question is, how do you balance academics, extracurricular activities, and personal commitments in your to-do list?
Ooh, trust me, that's
It's a
something you
lot.
learn every day.
Yeah.
Every day you learn because you can never know where the day goes. You wake up each morning, start the day with prayer, that sets the tone for the day. But then you ensure that you have a framework to work around. And make sure that the framework includes time for unexpected things, right? So for
Mhm.
example, you know that today you have 2 assignments to do, you have a commitment for your club, you have something personal you need to run on the road. That's a
Yeah.
framework. But you make room for things to shift so that when that happens you're not blindsided and you have the opportunity to recalibrate and reconsider.
All right. I'm gonna let you into a little secret of my life.
Yes.
So, this matter of procrastination,
Mm.
I have this little thing about me. Sometimes I might have had a very rough day, yeah? And I know that despite that, at the end of the day, let's say evening hours, I know that I need to get some studying done or an assignment done. And because I had a very busy and rough day and I'm tired, I make an excuse. Listen, me need to treat myself.
Right. And
I deserve rest.
Yes.
I know fully well so I
Right.
deserve me need to do the work. So procrastination is a thing that many of us we struggle with. Do you ever struggle with procrastination, and how do you manage it?
Of course, you can't go through university, high school life in general without procrastination.
Right.
What I realized is not to try and beat out the procrastination, but to embrace it. And this is not something I think a lot of persons know about. So what I do is, if for example, I have this assignment, I just don't want to do it. You know, you have that assignment, it's just looking
Yeah.
at you, you're looking at it, and yeah, you know you're not going to get it done. But what I do is procrastinate effectively. So if I have that
Okay.
assignment to do and I don't feel like doing it, I have another assignment or something else,
Oh.
I just feel like, all right, let me not waste my time. Let's do something else and move along.
Oh.
But when doing that, you have to ensure that the thing you're procrastinating on
Mhm.
is not, the time sensitiveness of it
Mhm.
won't hinder you from moving
Okay,
forward.
yeah.
So you can't procrastinate on something that's due 11:59 and it's 11 o'clock and
At
you're
8
like,
o'clock,
yeah,
yes.
man, let's do a little, fun video or something. No, So
That makes
learn to
sense.
procrastinate effectively.
I like that spin low. Procrastinate
Right.
effectively, guys. Procrastinate effectively. I like that. Next question is, can you share any productivity tips or tools that that have helped you stay organized and focused?
Right. Once again, back to the to do list.
Mhm.
Because when I say to do list, it doesn't just work in the aspect of academics.
Yeah.
You can break it down even further. So I have a to do list for studying under my general to do list. So for studying, I know that I need to cover this topic for today and be realistic with your goals. That's my most important thing. Don't lie to yourself. It's yourself. It's not me and you where I have to lie to you. It's yourself. Be
Yeah,
truthful.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know you're not going to get 3 chapters done tonight. Put it to 1 or say maybe 2. You understand? So be realistic with your goals. Ensure that they are time sensitive as usual. Keep your times. If there's one thing that you're going to keep yourself accountable for, it's time. Right? You don't have time to waste. But be effective, be time sensitive, and ensure that when you're moving forward, you move forward with grace. Give yourself grace to learn and to make mistakes and to fall, and that all comes in with your scheduling and your to-do list. Don't be too rigid and hard on yourself. Just move forward.
On the matter now of motivation, because trust me, the school environment can get so,
Hmm.
I don't know if I'm supposed to say toxic.
Oh, you can say it. Say it a
It
little
can
louder.
get really toxic,
Right.
right? And at times you might feel demotivated.
That's
How do
true.
you deal with that? How, are you motivated? How do you stay motivated?
Well, you have to learn where your motivation comes from. So intrinsic motivation is a thing that works for me,
Yeah.
right? I realize that some persons they feed off external motivation, but that's not always available. It's not all the time
True.
that you're going to have your friends saying pushing you to go. You're not going to have your family pushing you to go. It's just going to be you and the books or you and whatever task you have. So you have to know that you have to motivate yourself. Why do you want to do this? If you don't know why you want to do it, you're not going to be motivated at all to do it.
Mhm.
You understand? So set that outline, right? Why do I want to do this? What is the reason that I need to do this? And that will help you to keep motivated. Because once again, keep real with yourself.
True.
If you don't want to do it, if there's no reason for you to do it, you have to reevaluate, why am I doing this? You understand? There's no reason for you to be motivated. So be intrinsically motivated.
You are a final year student, Jada,
Correct.
and I see you as a superstar
Thank
because final year, like
you.
wow.
Right, made it this far.
how, how have you found that your time management skills have evolved during the course of your school life?
I'm not going to lie. As you go through university life, you're forced to manage your time. You cannot not manage your
Yeah.
time. There is no way that you can go through university and not
No
learn
middle ground
some,
to it.
right? Learn some form of time management skills. So just set your priorities straight. That is the first thing you do. Set your priorities straight every day. Every day you wake up, make sure your priorities are straight for the day. Because if they're off, then you're going to find yourself wasting time, giving time to things that don't need as much time, right? And even in the little things, be mindful of the time that you're giving to it, right? I know it might sound cold and callous when you're with your friends or so, enjoying yourself. You have to also
Yeah.
take into consideration everything, the time counts.
Yeah, there's a domino table at Cedar Hall. And
It has a hole. It has a
listen,
hole.
man, it's
Okay.
a magnetic pull. Yeah, in your responses though, I've been getting a lot of advice coming out. The schedule and motivation, and all of that. But do you have any other additional advice that you would give to some before we go into exam preparation?
Right.
Do you have any other advice that you'd give to a student who is, probably struggling very, very hard with managing their time here at university?
Right. So I would say take some time to think about why you need to manage your time.
Ah,
Right? So I think we have to make time to work out why, the why first, and that is just really important to me. Make time to understand why it is that you're here at NCU studying your degree, because as I said before, if you don't know, then you're not going to be
yeah,
able to
yeah.
function properly in the role or the capacity. I'm a biological sciences major. I have to know why. What is my end goal? And even if it is not the end goal of 5 years or 10 years, what is it in a year, or what do I want to accomplish at the end of this degree? That will keep you going. Because once you have something to pursue, you're going to pursue it.
Good, good. So on to exam preparation. My producers did not provide me this question on the script, but I'm going off script. Do you like exams, Jada?
Does anybody like exams,
I doubt
Mario?
it.
No, I do not. I don't think it's the best way for me to challenge myself, to showcase my knowledge
Yeah.
and learning. I'm going to be honest,
It's like we're forced to, suck up information and
and then
regurgitate.
regurgitate it. Right,
And like,
right.
oh yeah. Anyway, let's stick to the script. How do you normally prepare for your exams?
Well, this is something I have learned over time because my first solution, everybody around is doing it, is cramming, 5 days before, 1 day before. Let's be honest, guys, you cram. But that is not effective at all because you're not learning.
Yeah.
You're just, as you said, memorizing to regurgitate.
Yeah.
So I realized that, and I learned pretty late in the university experience how to do this, and I don't want anyone to go through that, which is why I'm sharing it. So my method of studying for exams is that I need to read, write, understand, and review, and repeat those steps. And I think it's important for us to find the.
I think you need to say that again so that they can hear.
Okay, let me look to camera.
Yes.
Read, write, review, and then repeat. I think that's what I said. Yeah, right. So that works for me. It doesn't work for everybody. Not everybody's method is the same because what works for me won't work for you. And I think you need to take time to figure it out. Once again, we're going back to time, Figure it out. How best for you to study. Because the cramming, it's not sustainable in the long run. It's not effective because, for example, you cram for the exam the next day, ask you a question, blank. So you have to find the solution that works for you to study best, and that's what works for me.
Read, write, review, repeat. And I suspect that the repeat there is repeating it all over again.
Right,
That's
yes.
it. Yeah, that's it. We cannot escape time management. This thing is just always, we just have to manage the time while we are here. So my next question is, as it relates to preparing for exam, not just managing your time as a student on a whole, but exam preparation in particular. How important is it for you to manage your time, and how do you manage your time during exam?
Right. So as I said before, when you're just preparing for school or normal university life, you don't have to be as rigid. But when it comes down to exam, you have to take it seriously. You understand? That's when the rigidity comes into play. So you set your schedule, you stick to it. You understand? It's just 3 weeks of your life that you're giving up, quote unquote, to just focus in on this. So this is where you set your timetable. You understand? No deviation. You still make time for the what's the word that I use again? The uncertainties, the things that might happen.
Yeah, the eventualities.
Right. But you're sticking to this. 3 weeks or how many weeks of your time that you're making time to beat the books. But the thing is, exam preparation shouldn't just start 3 weeks. There should be something that starts from the beginning of the semester, right?
That's my next question.
You can ask the question.
So it's how far in advance do you start preparing for exams? Based on what work might have worked for you during the course of your school life.
Right. What I've learned through the ups and the downs. You have to start from the beginning of the semester, right? If you don't start from then you're going to have to play catch up, and that's not what you want. So make it easy on yourself by starting from the beginning of the semester, by reviewing after each class, if that works for you. If that doesn't work for you, review at the end of each week. You understand? It's something. So you start to have the memory from beforehand, so that when the 3 weeks come up, you don't have to be, oh my gosh, where did this topic come from? I don't even know anything about this at all. You remember, so it's just for you to know, memorize and recalibrate, right?
Yeah, sorry. So some persons, they have exam fright and they have mind blocked towards exams and all of that, and they might need a little motivation. As you said earlier, some persons are intrinsically motivated, some are extrinsically motivated. How do you stay motivated during the exam period, knowing that this thing is something that I just need to conquer, and it's not going to be easy, and it's really not attractive? So how do you stay motivated during this period?
Well, me and God gotta work like this, just like this. Gotta put him first, because I know that if he doesn't give me the confidence, I'm not going to have it. If he doesn't give me the faith to know that I can do this through him, then I'm not going to be able to do it, and that's what works for me. So I put God first, and then just have confidence that the work that you put in, you're going to see it come into fruition. So trust that what God has enabled you to do over the time, because if you believe that you studied hard enough, if you trust yourself that you know enough, then you're just going to conquer it. That's what an overcomer is, Trust that you're going to conquer.
Next question is, Do you use any tools or resources to help you prepare for exams? Tools like flashcards or study guides or online resources? And if yes, how do you find that they help you?
Right. So I use study groups because I realized that really works for me because minds coming together to share knowledge is just so wonderful because you might know something I don't know and I might remind you of something that you don't know. That is just so great. And you can pick each other up when you're weak, where I'm strong. That is just amazing. So I've learned that study groups work for me. Choose your study partners wisely. People will keep you
Yeah.
accountable. You understand? It's the truth. Choose them wisely, right? People who will keep you accountable, who will keep you on schedule, and who are willing to put in the work with you to get to where you need to go. Another one is the Pomodoro method. That is
Yeah.
where you use breaks of time. So you have a 30-minute interval, 30 minutes just work. Then you take a 10-minute break. 30 minutes, 10 minutes. And I think when you go up to an hour, I'm not well versed on it, but I've used it a little bit. And like if you go up to like an hour or so, you can take a longer break. So that helps you to keep accountable. So the reward
Yeah.
is sweeter. So you know that at the end of 30 minutes, you have 10 minutes to relax. So that works.
All right. How do you deal with exam anxiety or stress? That's if you have exam anxiety and stress.
Well, it's natural. Of course, I do. You know, you go to the exam, especially if it's face to
With
face.
the
A lot of our
nervousness.
students
This
have
is
experienced it. You know, going into the gym to do your exam, it's a little. You know, your heart is racing. So ensure that you calm your nerves. Pray first. Don't. This is something we like to do before the exam. Try to cram as much information as possible in 5, 3, 2, 1 minutes. It doesn't really work. Try to be calm. Put down the books. Just relax a little bit. Ensure you have your materials prepared to go into the exam. If it's online, you know, ensure that your environment is quiet and calm. And just keep yourself calm. Don't have anyone with high anxiety around you. If that triggers you, then stay away from that. So that's what I do.
Yeah, so my next question, Jada, is how do you deal with exam stress, exam anxiety? That's if you have any exam
Of
stress or
course, it's
anxiety.
natural, you know. So I ensure if the exam is face to face, to ensure that I come prepared. Come with your tools that you need for success. Come with a calm mindset. Don't let anyone's anxiety cause you to be
Yeah,
anxious, right?
yeah,
Don't let them impose that upon you. Pray, keep calm before. Don't try to cram 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 minutes before the exam. That's not going to help you. That might just cause things to drop out of your memory instead of bringing it in. So just keep calm before the exam. That's my thing. And if you're online, ensure that your environment is peaceful, quiet. You have your water if you need it, anything that you need to be successful. Ensure you have that around you so you don't feel like you're scrambling when the time comes around for the exam to start. Ensure that you're prepared for success.
So I'm very much aware, and it's my final question.
Right.
I'm very much aware that we have students on this campus who are not Adventists or Christians
true.
at all, for that
That's
matter.
true.
How important is it? How important is the God factor for being successful in your exams?
Listen to me. It's the most important thing. When I realized that it's only through God that I can be successful,
Yes.
Jada Francis, in and of herself alone, cannot achieve the success that God would allow me to achieve because it's Him working through me in which I attain a success. And I don't want us to invalidate the concerns of those who are not Adventists, Christians, or even believe in God, but just understand that He's always there. It is through Him that you are mobilized to do the work that He has for you. And don't think that the work is always something big and grandiose like your life's purpose. Just your academic journey is enough for Him to give you the power and the purpose to complete the race.
Great. Thank you so much for being here,
You're
Jada.
most welcome.
Guys, you've heard the responses, you've heard the advice, and we were very honest. We promised that we would have provided you with the tricks and little tips and advice for you to navigate this space, and you've heard them yourselves. So I hope that you'll take these with you and you will employ these practical tips in navigating your academic space. So it's time now for our riddle me this segment. If you know the answer, put the answers in the comment section below. And so our riddle for today says, riddle me this, riddle me that. Guess me this riddle, or perhaps not. Where does today come before yesterday? Where does today come before yesterday? Put your answers in the comment section below, and you can join us for the next episode to find out if you got the correct answer. That's all the time we have for today on Surviving Uni. We hope that you will join us next time for our next episode, where we will be doing this all over again, providing you with valuable tips, tricks, and advice on how you can survive the ups and downs of your academic life. Until then, I'm Mario Lewis. Walk good.